What's going on, guys? So I wanted to go over a couple of things, just give you a quick peek kind of where I'm at. This is a interesting little bar here in Da Nang, Vietnam. So I wanted to go over the Yellow Vest movement. This is an important thing that's going on in world events right now that I feel like is not getting enough attention, and this is potentially a catalyst for how cryptocurrency can play a role in essentially being a self-governing body and giving some of the power back to the people. I'm not going to say that I'm an expert on this topic at all, but I did leave a lot of links that I thought were interesting below, and I've really been monitoring this, and everything that I've been hearing is saying that this is actually going to be a movement that's going to gain momentum and steam as this continues. And this is an interesting article right here, how Bitcoin could fuel France's Yellow Vest revolution. I kind of talk, using some of that terminology, that this is going to be kind of another revolution, French Revolution. And so I left the link for the description to that article below, so I welcome you guys to check it out. Crypto LARC did a great video on this. I really think that he's probably put the best video out so far, so I wanted to play a short little clip where he is kind of going over and explaining this a little bit. So for those of you guys, this is Crypto LARC. He's a very well-respected YouTuber out of New Zealand.
The banks actively working against citizens. You have to remember that in the Bitcoin Genesis block, of all the articles that Satoshi chose to write in there, he wrote about the banks, because Bitcoin is inherently against this predatory system that has failed average citizens so dramatically. Bitcoin does not have a police force. Bitcoin cannot send people into the streets to fight with each other. Bitcoin can't put you in jail for not paying your taxes. Bitcoin can't send the military out to enforce austerity on you. That's not what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin is inherently peaceful, which I find very interesting.
So I'm just going to play that little short clip. I left a link in the description below for that video. I think it's a really interesting perspective. I think he's kind of bringing out some of the principles and of Bitcoin as a whole, Satoshi's vision, and some of the aspects of how it's very anti-banking. There's a lot of misinformation in the multimedia, the mainstream media right now. It's something that's not really being covered. They don't want Americans to get ideas, right? But if you look at a lot of the premises and behind this movement, it's fighting a lot of the globalism, properties and aspects that are kind of taking over, that in a lot of ways crypto is very much against. And so you're seeing a clash, and it's very possible that we haven't seen the worst of things yet. There's a lot of things that people can do to you if you have, say, money in the banks. That was something I've kind of been looking at. It can be used against you. There's, especially at like a federal level, you can have some of these things taken away from you. A lot of government institutions are really trying to clamp down as much as they can on the cryptocurrency movement. I've been covering this. The Department of Homeland Security is very actively seeking investigation into Bitcoin transactions. I kind of looked at this. I dove into this topic quite a while, maybe about a week ago, in reference to Factum, and that video was taken down. And I was kind of putting together some of the different things about how the Department of Defense they're hosting a workshop here pretty soon in Arlington, Virginia in February. They're giving out grants and accepting proposals, essentially kind of, they're giving a bounty of like 800,000 in terms of this. I'll look at that JRE one. Thank you for that, on hiatus. I'm interested to kind of see what Joe Rogan's got to say about some of these things. There's not a whole lot of information that is kind of tying in the Department of Homeland Security and Factum, or other cryptocurrency projects that are government-backed. There's a few others. They're really trying to go after like Monero and Zcash and the privacy coins, and trying to find ways to monitor those. So that's kind of been a recent topic. Let me see if I can bring up the article on that. This was, you know, they're using some different tools for. This is an article about blockchain surveillance and kind of how the Department of Homeland Security wants surveillance tools for blockchain for privacy coins. So you're seeing that they are, you know, doing some of the initial steps to try to crack down on cryptocurrency. They're using the adage that they're trying to fight money laundering and illicit activity. You know, even though it's been widely, you know, proven that there's the premise behind that is pretty false, considering the amount of illicit and illegal activity that's done with fiat currencies. So it's not a you know, it's not a conclusion that you can really draw from that sense, or prove. Now, the entire like French movement that we're seeing is starting to really take shape and take steam. I put this article in this, or this video. This is Paul Joseph Watson. He is he's a conservative YouTuber. I like kind of seeing some of his perspectives on things, though. That kind of turns some of the things political. But I really like kind of some of the research that he does and some of the information that he's been able to pull out. So I'm watching this and I'm very interested in it. Let me check in with the chat a little bit. Are you in a damn barn? Yeah, not exactly. Yoklo of investigation on Fintegre caught my attention because it's massive here in Africa. What do you think about this company? That is one that is, I have a lot of video that I haven't released, and I want to do another video on that. It's a very fraudulent enterprise that is being pushed by a bunch of people that don't know much about blockchain technology and cryptocurrency, and I think it's disgusting that the company is really targeting a lot of very poor communities. I've seen some of the stuff that they're doing in Africa and some of the talking points, and so I'm going to be doing a video on that pretty soon, exposing that. I mean, some of the basic questions that you need to ask yourself with a company like that is, you know, show me where the blockchain is, show me some of the transactions, show me anything related to the cryptocurrency side. They never disclose any of that information. All of their talking points are cryptocurrency as a whole, and kind of pushing that and marketing that. It's an MLM that is disguising themselves. It was two of the main people that started that company were part of the OneCoin, or were massive promoters with OneCoin. So I need to do a video on that. There's not enough, I don't have enough time in the day to really kind of go after a lot of the fraudulent stuff that's going on in cryptocurrency. I'm doing it from time to time, but I didn't really want to turn my channel into that. Lately I've been kind of bringing some of that stuff to light, because there's a lot of bogus stuff that's going on in crypto, and I feel a little bit obligated to enlighten people about some of the things on that particular company. The one thing about Fintegre is you're not really going to see them get outside of their own entity, and they're going to keep everything in-house. Everything is private. Everything is, you're not allowed to discuss anything that goes on. They don't want to do any interviews. They don't want to do anything public. And they were very upset when I did a YouTube video explaining very basic stuff about the company, and literally just showing their website, and I got banned from their conference. So I also have to be careful, because 80% of the volume of Fintegre is all in Vietnam. And I've already exposed the Osama exit scam in Saigon, and so there's a lot of corruption here in in Vietnam. It's very easy for cops and police force to be paid off. They do some crazy things. So you want to hear about some of the corruption with Vietnam. If you're doing anything that they don't really approve of or they don't like, they'll find you. They'll find your address. They'll handcuff you, and they'll bring about a dozen people and literally beat you to a pulp. So I've heard from several sources. It's you know, anything can be bought, and that's a little bit scary. I mean, I've kind of talked a little bit about like organ harvesting in China, which is really scary. There's different problems and things like that in different areas and different regions, I guess you could say. So the problems that we have in Asia are much different than some of the things that you would see in America. However, my primary audience, I think about 70% of my audience is American, and so I'm catering to that a little bit more. You know, I'll be doing some updates on that. So, reach out to me. I want to create a private Telegram group and have some a way for people to interact with me and also communicate. So I'm going to be setting that up here very soon. I'll probably do a video on that. And I already have a Discord channel. You can email me. And you can contact me on Telegram. But yeah, I encourage people to reach out to me and give me some of their insights and feedback. I've got several trusted people that I talk with on a fairly regular basis that are knowledgeable about things that are going on in the space. So, but the Yellow Vest movement is really interesting because the way that I'm kind of looking at the Yellow Vest movement is this is some of the first instances where we will see like a revolution or kind of a collaboration of the citizens of a country where they're really backing a particular project. And so, where's my Yellow Vest? I'm supportive of this movement, and I think one of the things you're seeing the cops are actually starting to get worn down and tired, and they don't, you know, in order for them to maintain their paycheck and not get fired, and because of their livelihood, they're forced into this position where they're fighting against their fellow citizens, and some of those people are starting to join the other side. And if cryptocurrency can help that by you know, say a cop is fired and now he has to fear for support his family and things like that. That can be a huge financial burden. That's the way that a lot of the very, very poor citizens in some of the rural areas of France are being they're being what's the word I'm looking for? They're really kind of being crushed by some of the financial not regulations, but just kind of the way the money's being squeezed. And you're seeing that everyone is really, there was just you know, it was kind of a tipping point where it's now kind of blown up into this nationwide movement. And you can see how the Macron, the French what was it, Prime Minister, is just really out of touch with the citizens of that country, essentially addressing the movement and some of the things in this very plush and you know, atmosphere surrounded by gold and all of this money everything. It's just very, very interesting stuff. So 2019 will be interesting for sure. What's going on, PJ? Whale? Big fella. Not long until a 99% take down the 1%. Massive unemployment. They are getting angry. There's, I think that some of the misinformation campaigns have tried to pin this on like a Facebook post, which was like so egregious. It was like, I was reading that somewhere. now you're seeing, this was an interesting article. I don't think I put this one in the description below. The pro-crypto French MP wants to invest 500 million euros to make France a blockchain nation. So it's very possible that we may see, we've already seen, you know, the UK, you know, exit, and that whole kind of globalism movement is now starting to come under fire, and you're seeing solutions. One of the solutions to that is cryptocurrency, and you're already seeing some of the initial steps from federal authorities to try to do their best to regulate the space in a sense, and I think a lot of those policies are bound to fail. You know, they really don't have much of an answer, and as you can see, like they're really reaching out to cryptocurrency people. Like they'll, you know, they've got the money, right? They're actively looking for people that can help them, you know, with this arm of their of the government. So, you know, I'll be watching this, and I want to just to bring a little bit of attention to this. Don't forget, cryptocurrencies can also be a double-edged sword. They're not, the adoption really isn't there yet, and you're seeing that really impacting the markets. I believe the markets are highly manipulated right now, but one of the largest problems with the cryptocurrency market right now is user adoption. The one thing that I thought was really interesting, there was a recent article that was talking about how the #1 question in Google Trends right now is, what is Bitcoin? And I should probably do a video kind of covering that, but I thought that was really interesting, and some of the highest areas for that those search terms and the interest for what is Bitcoin is much more in African countries. And I covered that in a stream about 2 weeks ago, how we're seeing a lot of adoption in cryptocurrency in Africa. And a lot of it also has to do as people are starting to learn about this and becoming a little bit more comfortable with it, it's becoming a solution to a lot of oppressive, you know, government-induced controls on sovereign individuals. So interesting stuff. But that's about all I had for today. Just kind of wanted to talk about some of these things briefly. I guess maybe I need to get a yellow vest on. I'll give you guys a little bit of a tour. Again, just kind of showing you Vietnam. This isn't the nicest part, but nice part of town. So, all right, guys, appreciate you all staying online, and catch you guys on the next one.